If you want to be profitable, stay away from gold. Oh, sorry, let me rephrase this. Anyway, welcome guys. In this video, I'm gonna be doing a top-down analysis and my outlook for next week on xauusd. So this is me, your Zax. Yeah, the biggest Zax crypto. We say Zax. Okay, let's just get into it. Um, what do I do first? The first thing I look for is my bias because bias is very important. And how do I look for my bias? By reading the market structure. Market structure is very crucial. You want to understand bias, directional bias. There's a lot of ways I can look for my bias, but let me, because I don't want these videos to be long, so let me go straight to the point. I don't need to go to the daily or weekly time frame to look for where actual sales is coming from because I've been trading gold for the past 3 years, so I know if I woke up today, it's not moving like Nasdaq. So if gold, I woke up today, I know where gold might be. So this is 4 hour time frame, which is the time frame I basically look for my bias. The first thing I look for is two consecutive breakout structures. That's going to determine the direction of the market. As a beginner, if you want to know where market is going, you want to see two consecutive breakup structure. Is that to the upside or to the downside? Breaking this high and then another breakup this high. That's give you two consecutive breakup structure. That's confirm your direction. Easy. Yeah. So the next thing is what? Looking for imbalances. I don't want to be markets to creating an inefficiency as it's selling down or it's buying. What do I look for? I said breakup structures. Yeah. I want to see market break this low. I don't need to look for this because I know what one higher time frame is doing. So you will not just be looking for this. You know have to you have to know what you're doing actually. Yeah, you have to ask your mentor 100 questions about directional bias because it's very important. Like 300 questions actually. 300 questions. 30 questions about a market structure and then remaining question about directional bias. No, only question about directional bias. Yes. So you see, after this breakup structure, right? What do we look for? Inducement. But me, I'm not like the other kind of traders choosing liquidity, choosing POI closer to the liquidity. I'm just doing that to confirm my bias, to know like what's actually happening in the higher time frame, which is what the 4 hour time frame. So after this breakup structure, market full up to give you this trap liquidity. This is a two types of inducement liquidity. See, market give you this as your first pullback, come back and take out this first pullback. It's one of the trap I mostly pay attention to. Yeah, I'm not going to explain those on this video, but for the sake of, okay. So after this market, use this zone right here, trigger this zone and started selling. And what happened? Market broke another structure to the upside, to the downside, sorry. You see, this confirmed that market has not leave any inefficiency. Because had it been like market has not triggered this zone, let's say market just retraced back to somewhere around this zone and started selling down, I'll not be looking for sales, even if I have breakup structures. Because market has not tapped any high time frame POI. So that means market has leave imbalance. Market has need to come back to this zone that has not been tapped. Is that this breakup block or this supply zone or a resistance level or order block, depending on how you call it. I don't know which strategy you trade, but I don't know. I just mentioned three names. Okay. So this is what I want to see actually from the high time frame, right? I want to see where the actual sale is coming from. This is all I want to see. What do I do next? I go to lower time frame from this zone and I'll be looking for sales, for sales, for sales. And then for this current trend to continue, what is the next target? This high. But you need to understand range because it's very important. You can, as a beginner, you'll not be looking for buys at premium zones. You'll not be looking for sales at discount zone. That's one of the important thing. Yeah. So after market tapped into this sell POI, which is why I'm expecting to markets to tap into either this one and this one. It's not always liquidity, POI closes liquidity. It's not always that, especially in higher time frame. So it's not your papa that control the market. So you need to understand this. You need to do a lot of research. You need to ask your mentor 100 questions, 200 questions about that actually. So let's go. The next thing I go is after market taps into this zone, you see the action. So that I know, okay, this is the rise zone. Why? Because we break structure to downside. So I go to lower time frame to look for my entries. What do I might look for my entries? Simple structure. The one that you guys always look for. Breakout structure, liquidity, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So, but you have to be looking for range. How do you determine a perfect order block? It has characteristic. Same thing with breakout block. So if we look at this, after market tapped into this, we have this significant drop. Market break this low. I consider this as a major low. Why is it a major low? Because it breaks structure to the upside. It broke this structure to the upside. Market broke structure to this. You see, so I consider this as a major low. So if you go to lower time frame, you will see a what? A one candle inducement. I don't trade that. I don't trade one candle inducement. That's why I did not take this sell. I did not take this sell. I saw the sell, but I did not take it. I saw the sell, but I did not take it. I have reason why. I have reason why. When you have this significant move, most of the times you will not see a liquidity close. If there's no liquidity, if there's no any inducement liquidity, a very good liquidity from here, I'll not be taking these sales. Period. You guys can be taking it because you have breakup block. If you go to 20 minutes or 15 minutes, you see inducements. I don't do that. There's a lot of opportunities in the market, like a lot of it actually. Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity in the market. So what do I do next? This is where I took this trade again. So after that, market confirm and give me another break of structure to the downside. It broke this low and then broke this low that caused break of structure to the upside. If you know, this is my 8 setup trades. Like the rest is history. If I see the low that market currently printing got broken and then the low that broke the structure got broken, that's my A setup. Yeah. So then I'll look for my inducement. I took this trade live on TikTok. I took this trade live on TikTok. Yes, I took this trade live on TikTok. And then my liquidity is on 30-minute time frame. What do? I have two POIs. I have the breaker block and then the other block that is closest to the breaker block. I have two zones that I can take my trade from. Yeah, but they have one rule when it comes to picking point of interest. If I have an order block that is in line with a breaker block, I always go with the order block. So I choose my order block right here. This is why I took this. So I share this for my BIP signal group. If you want to see proof, what is proof actually? Well, you can check my pages. You can check my TikTok X. Go to X and search Zach's underscore threads. I changed the name. It was Zach's crypto, but now Zach's underscore threads. I took this buy. I took this sell. And then where is my target? My target is not this low. It's never this low. This is 1 to 20R. This trade is 1 to 20R. I took this trade. And it was never this low. Why? Because I know it's definitely going to take this out low. Where is my target? I go to 4-hour time frame. There's some order block at 4-hour time frame. Let me show you the order block. This was the only zone that I'm thinking market might come into, and we might have a reaction. This is the order block. See, though it's not that strong, but I know market might have reaction from. That's the order block. Sorry. Why is it like this? Don't know, do me like this now. So that was my target, not the low. So this was 1 to 20R. Yes, this was 1 to 20R. No, refine this on correctly, but this is 1 to 20R. I think this is pin on my what is it called? On my X. This trade. I took this trade. This is 1 to 20R on TikTok. On X, you can check on X. I took this trade. So the next thing, we're not really here for trade recap, are we? So let's go what we are looking for. So let me delete this. I'm not really here to show you trade recap and blah 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 blah. So we go to the higher time frame. I'll be expecting more sales because of what I got this major low got taken out. So I'm still bearish on gold until what price prove me otherwise. Because as a trader, our job is not to predict. Because I see a lot of people do something like this. They'll mark a zone let's say they have a breakout structure and then they have liquidity, they'll just mark this zone. They'll just mark this their breakout structure, this their order block for months. Some people wait for 3 weeks just for them to predict that, okay, when market come back to this zone, it will buy again. Market already take down buy side liquidity and you expect markets to buy from this zone. That's very stupid things to do actually. You should not be predicting the market. You should be reacting. What market is telling you? Market is telling you secrets. Just listen. Just listen. So you should be reacting actually. You should not be predicting the market. You should not be just saying, okay, market will come here and buy all the way to take out all of these highs. Just look for reaction. So what do I do next? I read my structure to make sure there's no any imbalance. Market does not leave any imbalance. How do I do that? By confirming my break. Market break the structure, right? Full back to give me this liquidity inducement. And then market tapped into this OB and sold. So that means there's no imbalance. Anything that will make markets, sorry guys, I'm not good in English. So anything that will make price to break above this one, it's gonna be a buy. Why? Because all of this thing is efficient. Market has used this one, has retested this one, has retested this one. That means all of these zones are now liquidity. So you understand? Any zone that the market has retested is now a liquidity. So as simple as that. Just as a beginner, just know this. Say Zach's tell you that any zone that market has retested is becoming liquidity, and it's a very low, low, low probability stop there. We call those zone a mitigation zone. Sometimes they may hold, and most of the times they're not strong actually. So as a trader, if you're trading SMC, SLP, APA, PDP, APC, you know what I'm talking about. So you see, after market tapped into this one, because this is sufficient, market has liquidity, grab the liquidity it needed. So that means this one is not a trap. If there's no liquidity, let's say we have only aggressive sell, right? And market just tap into this one. So I know it's a trap because there's no liquidity. Market needs liquidity. It might sweep the high and then come back and start selling down. So it did not. It has liquidity. So it take liquidity and tap into the supply zone or resistance level or order block, whatever you called it, and then sold down from there. So what do I do next? I look for next structure. So I know that the sell is going from anything that will take price above here is going to be a buy. Gold has moved to bullish. That's for lower time frame. Don't go and tell your mentor, say, okay, Zach's tell you gold is super bearish, super bullish now. It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not. Because this one is a possible reversal zone. Has not been tested. So if anything break this high, I'll be looking for buys all the way to this zone. If I see reaction, I'll sell gold. If I don't see reaction, I'll keep buying gold and I'll be writing my structures to see if anywhere I have inefficiency. If I have efficiency, I'll just be looking for buys because all these zones are mitigated. So I'll just be looking for buys. That's it. Simple as that. All right. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to lower time frame. I'll read the structure because I know where this cell is coming from. So what left is for me to read the structure. Can I read it? If I cannot, I will stay away from the market. It's that simple. Sometimes you cannot understand the market. You cannot understand the market. So what do? I look for another breakout structure. Market break this low. Before that, see, market break this low. Market break this low. Fall back to give you this liquidity. Right? Are we following? Guys, are we following? And then use this order block to sell from there. Can you see? That means this zone is also what? Efficient. There's no any inefficiency. Has it been market has not tapped into this zone? I will mark this zone like this. And I will not be looking for sell anywhere at this zone until market tapped into this zone because it leave inefficiency up there. I know it's gonna definitely going for that. I'm going definitely going for that because market is very magnet to liquidity. Because of the inefficiency, it will target this high, this high, this high, this high. But see what market do. It tapped into that and sold. And that sold lead to a break of structure. That means this high is a strong high because of what? It did its job. What is the job of a strong high? To take out strong low. And market follow up to give you this as liquidity. Also, I took this sell. I took this, I share it live on TikTok. I took this live and I share it on my BIP Signal group. Yes, you can check my X. I document everything there. So this is, I don't want this video to be long, so let me just go there. So this is the zone I'm expecting gold to tap into. Sorry, guys. This is the zone I'm expecting gold to tap into before I look for sales. I'll be selling gold. I don't want this video to be long, so, and I already talked too much. People pay me a lot of money for this, and I'm teaching you here for free. So let's just call it a day now. So if you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe. If you're from my YouTube, if you're from my TikTok, follow me. If you're from my X, make sure to follow me. Yes. See you guys. Your guys sucks the biggest. Yeah, bye. Thank you guys.